All right, let's talk about something that, let's be honest, most of us dread: filing our online tax return. But don't worry, today we're going to conquer it together. Let's dive in.
Yeah, does that sound familiar? That feeling you get when you're about to log into the tax portal? You've got the error messages, the pages that just won't load, the super confusing forms. It really can feel like you're gearing up for a battle every single year. Well, if that's you, you are so not alone. But here's the good news. We're going to walk through the biggest hurdles, the things that trip everybody up, and show you exactly how to clear them, step by step. By the time we're done here, you're going to have a solid game plan.
Okay, first things first. We're going to start with the most important part. And honestly, it's the stuff you do before you even log in. Getting this foundation right, I'm telling you, it can prevent like 90% of the headaches you might face down the road.
So before you type in a single number, you've got this one huge decision to make, and it affects everything else. And that is, are you going with the old tax regime or the new one? This isn't just some small detail. It totally changes the math on how your tax gets calculated. So here's the deal. It's basically a trade-off. The old regime is great if you have a lot of investments, HRA, and other things to claim, because it lets you use all those deductions to lower your taxable income. The new regime, on the other hand, gives you these simpler, lower tax rates right off the bat, but you lose most of those deductions. Now, the portal actually has a pretty handy calculator to help you compare the two side by side, so you should absolutely use it. Next up, the ITR form itself. You got to think of this like picking the right box for all your financial info. If you pick the wrong one, say you have capital gains from stocks, but you choose ITR 1, which is just for simple salary, your return is going to be flagged as defective. So what's the key takeaway? You have to match the form to where your money is coming from. No exceptions.
Okay, think of this as your pre-flight checklist. Before you even think about hitting that submit button, you need to have all these documents ready to go. But here's the real pro tip. It's not enough just to have them. You have to reconcile them. Does the tax your employer deducted in your Form 16 actually match what's showing up in your Form 26AS and your AIS? Because if those numbers don't line up, that's a huge red flag for the tax department.
All right, foundation's laid, documents are ready. Now it's time to actually dive into the portal. This is where a lot of people hit a wall. So let's talk about the common technical traps and how to get around them.
Ah, yes, the infamous portal slowdown. You know the drill. You click a button and you wait. And wait. Pages time out, your frustration just builds and builds. And of course, this gets way worse the closer we get to the deadline, when the servers are just completely overwhelmed. But you're not powerless here. You can fight back. Look, the single best thing you can do is just file early. Avoid that last-minute server jam. Simple as that. But beyond that, sometimes just clearing your browser's cache can work wonders. And please check which browsers the portal actually recommends. It's a tiny check that can save you a world of pain. Now, this next point reminds me of that old saying, which is basically the golden rule for dealing with the portal's pre-filled data. Trust, but verify. Yeah, that pre-filled information the portal gives you, it's a guide. It is not gospel. It's just a starting point, and it can be incomplete or sometimes just flat out wrong. And here's the thing. It's your legal responsibility to make sure every single number is correct. So you've got to go through it line by line with those documents you already gathered and check everything.
Okay, but what happens if you can't even get in the front door? That dreaded OTP not received error. It's probably one of the most common issues people have, and it just locks you out completely.
So what do? Well, a lot of the time it's just network traffic. So first thing to try, log in during really off-peak hours, like super late at night or early in the morning. Also, do a quick check, is the mobile number linked to your ITR still active? Does it have service? And if all else fails, remember the portal has some great workarounds. Using your net banking to log in can be an absolute lifesaver.
So you did it. You filled everything out, you triple-checked it, and you finally hit submit. You probably feel this huge wave of relief, right? But hold on, because the most critical steps are actually still ahead of you.
And I cannot stress this enough. Submitting your return is just step one. The final, mandatory step that makes your filing legally valid, that's e-verification. So what is e-verification? Think of it as your digital signature. It's you officially telling the government that everything you submitted is true and correct. If you skip this, it's a huge problem. The tax department literally considers your return as if it was never filed at all, and that can lead to some serious penalties. And this number, 30, is your magic number. That's your deadline. You have exactly 30 days from the day you file to get that e-verification done.
Don't let it slip, because if the online methods aren't working for some reason, you do have a backup plan. You have to print out the form, it's called the ITR, sign it with an actual pen, and mail it to the processing center. And all of that has to happen within that same 30-day window.
All right, now for the fun part, for some of us, waiting for a refund. But there's one more little checkpoint here, and it's a super common mistake that can delay your money for ages.
If you want that refund to hit your account without any hiccups, it all comes down to your bank details. You have to log into the portal and pre-validate the specific bank account where you want the money to go. Then, make sure that account is linked to your PAN. And finally, for the love of all that is good, double-check, no, triple-check that your name and the IFSC code are perfect. Even one tiny typo here can cause the whole refund to fail.
Phew, we've covered a lot of ground, right? From getting ready, to navigating the portal, to that final verification. So let's boil it all down into one final essential checklist that'll set you up for success.
Here it is, your 3-point success plan. This is all you need to remember. Number 1, prepare and verify. Get all your documents together and then meticulously cross-check them against the portal's pre-filled data. Number 2, file early. Just do it. Beat the rush, avoid the glitches. And number 3, e-verify immediately. The second you hit submit, go and e-verify. Don't wait.
Look, following these steps is all about changing your mindset. It's about transforming tax time from something stressful that you just have to get through into a process that you control with confidence. You are in charge here.
So, as we wrap this up, I'm going to leave you with a question to chew on. Out of everything we just talked about, what's the one single step you're going to take this year to make this your smoothest tax season ever? Just deciding on that one thing, that's your first step to conquering this thing for good.